compensatory justice. When you find out that it's something wrong and you can't fix it, and you don't want to live no more, take many of them with you as you can before you go.
Wow. Somebody want to know. Go ahead, Chief.
I went for something.
Okay.
All you gotta do is look up Germany's Black Holocaust. The book will come up and you'll see them on the cover what they look like. Compare them with what the ones from the Moorish Zionist temple in New Jersey look like, and you will see they're the same motherfuckers.
Now, when you said they were killing up these Negroes, were these people that were part of the dirty Moors that came here that they were getting rid of? So they wanted them off their land because these would have been the people drinking the blood.
They did the same thing to Germany they did to us. They should doing the same thing they've been doing to us. They was doing it to Germany. Remember, the whole World War II was started during World War I with the Balfour Declaration.
Yeah. Okay.
And it was about money and the leverage of the military of people you giving money to. So France was the sworn enemy of Germany at the time. Huguenots that's hiding out in Switzerland by now. But they still control Germany from Switzerland.
Okay.
Right?
Wow.
And so they the ones that have what's called a merciless embargo on Germany, where they had to pay a restitution so stiff that the country couldn't function. That was the campaign that Hitler came to power on. And most of the stuff, that's why he wanted the blood of Akhenaten to clone, to give you your Obama.
What?
They try to use the blood of the father to usurp the reign of Tut, the son. So they figured if they can clone this character of Akhenaten in the modern day, that they would be able to override the right of Tut to rule, which is Tupac. Tupac Amaru. And that's why you're always thankful for God. And that's Shakur.
Okay. You know, I knew it was something special about Tupac when I kept seeing them mention his name over and over, even though he's allegedly dead. Like his T-shirt, they got T-shirts all over Walmart with his image on it, benefits or in order to get the stimulus check. And I was like, what? I was like, no, these people.
That pale-faced boy actually was named by his mama, Tupac Shakur.
Wow, he really was.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think his mom and daddy changed their name to Shakur too. Tupac was loved more. He wasn't just loved like that by us. Them cholos love him too. I'm serious.
Really?
He had made the dude they called the Mexican Machiavelli was a singer, and he was one of the up and coming chiefs that Tupac had identified. That's why they killed him.
Okay.
And but he was a big influence in the Mexican culture of the day, just like Tupac was over here, and they was tight. This is where you get your Panther and Zapatista treaty from. The Zapatista is the tribes in the mountains of Mexico that's been fighting to get the colonizers out of Mexico from the very beginning. They still fighting. They never stop fighting. Right? And we never stopped fighting as quiet as it kept, but we went from being fighting in physical combat to a spiritual and intellectual war. The parameters of our war, the rules of engagement, is we had to educate ourselves above the condition. Right? Because once you're sufficiently educated, you can no longer be a slave. You're not fit for slavery. They have to have you ignorant to make you be a slave. Right? Then you got to remember something called the Booyah tribe. Them Samoans, they love Tupac. He loved them. They love Ice Cube. He loved them.
Cute.
right? So we got it all over the land. Right now, we have the people that got the residue of the old ways that still have those racist ideologies.
Yeah.
But, but we call all tribes on deck. They came from everywhere.
Mm.
They didn't just come from the Americas. They came from Asia, Mongolians, Huns. They came from the Philippines. They came from China, Japan.
Mm.
They came from the Tongan Island. Why do you think there's so many different cultures over here more than anywhere else?
Mm.
Big Mama said all hands on deck. So if your Big Mama was tied to an Earth tribe, she was sending somebody over here.
Wow.
Hawaii never stopped fighting for Hawaii, and Hawaii was never ratified as a state. They just took that shit.
I met the Hawaiian who told me that, called me on the phone and told me that.
Yeah, those people been never stopped fighting for their land. Samoans
Wow.
never stopped fighting for Samoa. The Tongans never stopped fighting for Tonga,
Mm.
right? The New Zealanders, they never stopped fighting for the Maori. Australia never stopped fighting for the Aborigines. They all been fighting the colonizers, but they everybody thought that we had to use their system. We didn't know that the only way to beat them is to go back to the tribal oral tradition.
Wow.
Now we know. So you seeing it active all over the world. If you could pull up all of the protests that's going on in the islands down there, those
Mm.
Maori protests, they done with the BS. The
Yeah.
tribal mothers have spoken. They put
Mm.
them all on public notice everywhere.
Mm.
And they've been put on notice in America too. So all of the
Mm.
colonizing forces that was governments are now defunct. And we
Mm.
moving into where the ones that is elders in the community that know what's going on is restructuring tribal history and tribal order on the land. It's just you can't do it instantly at the blink of an eye because you will lose too many of the people that you need for the takeover.
Mm.
So you have to do it systematically, step by step, and follow the process. And at the end of the process, we back on top.
So,
We still in the
so
process.
but why are they adhering to this oral tradition? They could say, forget y'all's oral tradition.
Universal law,
Okay.
the right to
Okay.
self-determination and autonomous government. When we won the war, the Conjure War, we won the ability to reinsert our rights in the free will universe to autonomy.
Mm.
Most of us don't know how to be autonomous, and we talk about we don't need no leaders.
Mm-hmm.
Where the hell are we going? The tribal traditions all over Earth say the one who know the way is obligated to lead the path. It's not subjective.
Mm.
It's not whether he want to lead the path. He obligated. That's an obligation that he owed his bloodline and his in the Earth claims.
Mm.
So once you know the way, you got to just systematically keep explaining it to the people until it click. The more people it click with, the faster it moves.
Mm.
And so right now we following the oral tradition and we marching down the campaign of reclamation, right, and redemption. And I'm the family redeemer of the most families right now.
Mm. Mm.
And as the family redeemer, I'm telling y'all where all of the traps at. That paperwork a trap,
Mm.
that African slave narrative a trap.
Yeah.
I don't know what the hell a foundational Black American. I don't know what that is.
That's a bunch of crap.
But I can tell you this: those organic, original, earthborn to the land, the earth know
Mm.
you belong here,
Mm. Mm.
and the prime creator know you belong here, and everybody else got to move out our way. All we got to do is be willing to stand up and be who we are.
Mm. Mm.
And that's why Elijah Muhammad kept screaming, "Be on it, be yourself, and accept your own." Because when you realize what's going on, you can do something about it. But as
Mm.
long as you're in darkness, you can't find the light. Popping your head on the dresser, trying to find the switch.
Family, we have 2,005 people in the chat. Hit the like button. Send Chief Pontiac some love. Send him a Cash App blessing, please, to $SIKAPE. Chief, somebody wants to know, who's this Statue of Liberty? Is the Statue of Liberty Lucifer, the light bearer?
It's straight off the painting from Europe of Lucifer. It's the exact painting with the dress on.
What?
Yeah, all you gotta do, you can go to, anybody can go right now because there's people that did videos on it.
Okay.
Once I said it, I started seeing videos pop up all over the place where they was talking about it. But if you go to TikTok and you type in Statue of Liberty of Lucifer, you will see the imagery. They'll show you all the imagery. And give you the descriptive analysis and the particulars, like the chain on the ankle, the torch.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Yeah. Now remember, the Statue of Liberty was designed by the same person that designed the Eiffel Tower. And the Eiffel Tower was signed to commemorate the signing of the Paris Accord, commonly known as the Treaty of Peace and Friendship.
What? Okay. Say that one more time.
The Eiffel Tower was erected as the commemoration of the Paris Accord, commonly known as the Treaty of Peace and Friendship.
Wow.
It wasn't what the Moors told us it was. The agreement was a ceasefire agreement between two different royal classes or companies that was transporting goods across the Atlantic to Europe, and they was robbing each other and fighting each other on the high seas. So they had to come to an agreement, and they signed the Paris Accord to stop them from fighting each other so that they can unify and join forces to take everything from us.
Wow. The red flag with the green 5-pointed star.
That's Noble Drew Ali made that flag. That's not the original Moroccan flag, because Morocco is not older than the Moorish Science Temple of America.
Then why is it flying? Why was it flying in the White House?
Because they used the flag as an identifier of the clan of Els as they took over, because they had Noble Drew Ali murdered and signed a contract with the corporation. That's why the new nationality card said the holder of this card is a U.S. citizen. It didn't say that under Noble Drew Ali. Okay. But the person that instituted that went behind Noble Drew Ali back. He used to be able to send a grand sheik into any court to get you out because they didn't have a superior jurisdiction. So he had to get rid of Noble Drew Ali because he was a problem to the construct of the corporation masquerading as our government. He knew the truth. Okay. And so he left us enough codes that if we follow the codes he left, he tell us the same thing as Garvey and Elijah. He just tell it to us in a different way. Okay. Right? So when we looking at his material, how are we looking at it? We looking at it from a dogmatic perspective. Oh, that sounds real slick. I'm going to say that because the old girl going to think that's some cute stuff to say, and she going to be all in. Ain't got nothing to do with finding out what he talking about. Why did he put religious controversy in there? And you see all these fools running around swearing they got the best religion, and all of them dogmatic control measures. With nobody on this land calling themselves Christian, Hebrew, Jew, Israeli, or none of that before 1492, and all of a sudden we are the people in that book. So they didn't got us a fictitious book for our identity crisis to attach to somebody that we like in that book. I'm the spook by the door, Sam Greenlee. Since we want to identify with characters in fictional writings, I'm King Kong. Since we want to be fictional characters, I'm gonna be one worth being.
Right.
Be nobody. But it's still the blueprint to the map of the military conquest. Because they told you about the Roman empires and when it would be broken at the feet of iron and clay by a single stone hewn without the aid of the hands of man from the side of the mountain. I mean, a woman did it, right? A woman selected him from the congregation of the people because the mountain is symbolic of the nations of the people. So one of them gonna come out of the collective nations of the people and strike the feet of iron and clay and bring down the whole Roman Empire at the end. But remember, when they give you the empires, it start with Babylon at the head, and end with America at the feet.
Wow. Thank you, Chief. I also want to thank Calistro for sending a super sticker. Thank you so much for the offering. God bless you and have a smile on you. Chief, I know it's getting late, and I have one final question if nobody else in the chat has a question. And that is, what is up with the Israeli conflict? What's going over there? I've heard them say Israel last. Go ahead.
That's a distraction.
Okay.
Those people that's talking about the Israel, your Ariel Sharons and your Benjamin Netanyahus, them Khazarians they supposed to be, they using that war to keep the forces from realizing what's going on in the Ukraine that's belligerent to all of the world.
Okay.
Right? That war is true casualties. They don't got no problem with killing. We see that. Right? They started the opposition force. You can't never let that get out your mind that they claiming to be fighting some people that they finance, wrote they constitutions, wrote they operational manuals. All that's written by the Mossad. And the hands selected the leadership to put it all together. The Mossad did that, just like the CIA did to ISIS, or ISIL as Obama called it. And he publicly came out and said, we currently training ISIL troops in the Middle East. And ain't nobody paid him no attention because they never equated ISIL with being the CIA name for ISIS. They never knew that. So to them, they was thinking America was creating a policing force for them people from them people. Okay. All the time they was creating somebody to disgrace the name of the great mother, so we fear matriarchy when they say ISIS.
Thank you. Thank you. I feel that. Yes. Yes.
Only reason you need to fear the great mother is if your ass was bad while she was gone.
See, somebody wants to know, what was Tartaria? Do you know?
West of the Roman Empire.
Oh.
That's what it means.
Okay.
Right. But Tartarian civilization is a common generic term for Atlantan civilization that was global. They want to break it up, just like they tried to tell us that there was Olmecs, Incas, Mayans, and old Mississippians, like they wasn't the same people. They were the same people. They were just in different parts of the land, so they tried to separate them as if they different people. They the same people. They still there. You still got Afro-Mexicans in Mexico.
Yeah.
Been there the whole time. They tell you they never been imported from nowhere. They ain't got no problem telling you they was already here. But why we don't know they was already here? A lot of us don't know that on the West Coast we used to marry tribes from Asia. That's why a lot of Mexicans look Asian. But we did. It's in the logs of the emperors of China of coming over here by ship across the Pacific. It is written in African countries on the western coast of coming over here, bringing wives from royal families of that land to marry into the royal families. All that's recorded information. It's just that it's so scattered that you have to know yourself to know your own history for you to put it all together. Because it's in your DNA code as well, which gives you the key to the Akashic records where you can see what everybody else's code is too.
Will you ever write a book, Chief? Because you're a wealth of knowledge. Several people have asked that.
Um, I, yeah, I'm gonna be doing some serious heavyweight writing when Malachi get home because I gotta do some work with him.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know what Larry and Angel Bay want me to do to help them out, but I do know that me and Dr. Malachi got a whole bunch of writing to do, at least about 100 books.
Wow.
So
Okay. That's going to be amazing. Michael Williams, thank you so much for the Cash App. I'm sorry for the super chat. He wants to know, why did they make the more melanated people slaves that were native to the land?
because we looked like the invaders, they put us both in the same condition. We was POWs. They came with slaves, and then in order for us to do the Kanja War, they slaves got to be master. It was a trick. So they scrambled us together, the sardine effect. We think sardines is one kind of fish. It's a whole bunch of different kind of fish. Only way you know that they think they're the same is because they don't got no head and they all stuffed in the can together.
Mm-hmm. 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 You mentioned earlier about the Akashic records. How can you access those or obtain the Akashic records?
Look, you got to. It's books to teach you how to activate your ESP. The Akashic record is the written record of the planet. When you activate your extrasensory perceptions like psychometry, you pick up a rock, it's going to tell you a story.
Okay.
You touch a tree, it's going to tell you a story.
Yeah.
If you put your knees and your palms and your forehead to the ground, it's going to tell you a whole bunch of stories. But if your psychic channels are clogged up with modern dogma and bullshit, you can't access them. You got too much debris in the way. It's like trying to walk down a pathway that's covered with trash. And the trash is all the lies they told us along the way.
Chief, you have given us so much information and so much hope about, learning who we are and realizing that we're all going to be wealthy and the matriarchy is going to be restored again. I think we're going to be okay. What do you say?
I know we are. Especially now that we ain't falling for the fear mongering.
Okay.
Because it minimizes the chaos effect. Right. I don't care. You can run 10 cars down Bourbon Street. I bet you New Orleans still partying tonight.
Right.
I just know my people. But they're going to be more alert. Somebody else tried, he might not come out so good. Because they know what to look for now. Go down there and keep messing around in the NO. You're going to find out why them projects in New Orleans is not to be effed with. F around and find out. F around and find out. Keep messing with them Indians in New Orleans don't play. They tried to take Mardi Gras for them one time. Didn't go well. Haven't touched Mardi Gras since. This the intricate part of the culture that you can't usurp. You can't stop it. Or you trigger the tribes, because the tribes that don't even go to Mardi Gras wake